Let's go ahead and get into this who's hooping, man. Who's hooping? And I got one for you, and this one might hurt. Deni Avdija. This brother is losing his mind right now.
He just had a triple-double. Like, what was it, 2 games ago? I was looking at the stat sheet like, yo, Deni Avdija did that?
No, man. Hold on one second. Let me get this handy for you because his numbers over the past month. I'm also playing him right now in the fantasy championship, and he might single-handedly be the reason why I lose. I kid you not. This boy's losing it right now in Portland. And it's sort of opportunity. For one, Chauncey Billups been kind of doing this thing over there, but it's people stepped out. He's just seizing the moment, seizing the opportunity. Aiden was on funny games this entire season. Scoot had a better year than his rookie year, much better, but not ready to hand over the keys. Anthony Simons is kind of going. He's kind of plateaued already. Where we know you can hoop, but what's the ceiling? And what's the ceiling with you being our elite? Like, that's not where you're not taking us deep into the playoffs. And Shady Sharp has kind of fit next to Deni in a way that is really potent, bro. Deni over the last month, 25 and 10 are his averages. 25 and 10 with 5 assists, and he's got a couple triple doubles in that stretch as well.
No, he just had a triple-double maybe like 2 games ago.
Yeah, on the
I don't
first
think it was
against
the last
against
night's
Atlanta.
game.
No, it was on Monday. It was against Atlanta,
Yes.
32, 15, and 10. And that was in a win.
That boy hooping.
I'm saying, man, that is literally the definition of this. And I like this segment because, hey, especially when you got a little something on the game, you really tuning in. And there's not enough platforms that do just talk basketball. That or whatever sport it is that that gets a lot of attention. So with who's hooping, it's kind of like, hey, look, I saw this and it stood out. And Deni, man, Washington had him for the last. So that's why I wanted to highlight that Sarr pick is finally a sigh of relief because you still got ways to climb out of there, but let Detroit be Exhibit A. If you get one piece right, an impactful piece at that, like they have with Cade and like Alex Sarr can turn into. Now it's just about getting the side dishes. It's like, all right, we already know who making the turkey. Now we just need, who gonna bring, let's go get some mac. We can jimmy up the rest of Thanksgiving dinner, but we got the turkey, we got the ham, whatever that might be. But prior to that, I think that just the culture in Washington, the Bradley Beal era, if you will, it just wasn't serious. So how can a guy like Deni, who's got the potential, came in with a lot of, hype, because I want to say he's from Israel, and is one of the few players to make it to the NBA where he's from, and you saw what he potentially brought to the table, but the team just wasn't serious, and but at the same time, you're 3, 4, 5 years in now, so you know what to expect. You know what it feel like. You come into your own. You've gotten better, but that is lined up with a more competitive conference. A coach that maybe is just connecting with you a little bit better, or just letting you do what you can do versus you trying to listen to young guys and vets that haven't necessarily achieved anything, and you don't know where you fall in line. And you just got to play finally. Same with Josh Giddey. You just got to play finally. And with some of that relief, and it's like, oh, hold on, we got something.
With the Wizards, I'll be honest. It's like, I like some of the moves they made. Like, I really like the move of bringing Marcus Smart in because he's one of those, like, Energizer bunnies. He's sort of like that enforcer. He can play that role.
And it's just him and Middleton, because that was the article. It was like, hey,
Yeah.
we've got these young guys, and now they've actually added some vets
veterans
that can really positively just shape these dudes.
They got 2 championship vets, one in Chris Middleton and one in Jordan Poole. Like, we got to remember that Jordan Poole played a pivotal role in the Warriors championship run over the Celtics.
He sure did. And I was about to correct you and say that Marcus Smart didn't win one with Boston, but I slept on Poole. No, I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. But even then, Marcus Smart went to the
Right,
conference
100. Come on
championship
now.
a couple
He
times. Like
man, he
he
got more playoff games than that entire roster.
exactly. Like he might didn't win one, but he's
Yeah.
been 3/4 of the way.
I
And
can
and
tell you a
and
whole lot. Same, and that was kind of this. I did a story about Detroit earlier in the season too, where I was like, "Hey, they got these young guys, yes, but we can't underestimate the residual pieces. Tim Hardaway Jr., Malik Beasley, Tobias Harris. You got some adults in the room now
yeah, and then they
that
got
can
that
just be like,
enforcer and Isaiah Stewart.
man, they got
They
it, and Ron Holland and
they gonna do the
and
dirty
Duren,
work.
bro. Duren, I came on here last year and said that, look, man, let me give Jalen Duren his shout out. Jalen Duren is hooping. I didn't have him down here, but he's hooping, and I say that because tonight he had a crazy stat line tonight. Let me pull that back up. Um, I drafted him in fantasy and let him go early in the season. Jalen Duren tonight, 21, 18, and 6. No Cade. They got the win, and Detroit clinched the top 6 seed in the playoffs. They will not be in the playoffs. They will not be in the playing tournament.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
I can't. I said, hey, look, last year I said Jalen Duren has the makings of a modern Dwight Howard. I get it. It's gonna sound crazy. You know what I mean? But he has the frame and just a similar skill set that a young Dwight have. I'm not saying this man's about to be a 3, 4, 5 time defensive player of the year or
Yeah.
first ballot Hall of Famer. Shout out to Dwight that just came through.
Also
Salute.
Melo.
Dwight and Melo going into the Hall of Fame is crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Like, did Wade go in last year?
I'm not sure. I'm not
He
sure.
might, yeah, I think he might have. I know he got the statue down there and stuff, but it's wild to be in like to have seen these fools' whole careers, and now they're going into the
Now they going
hall.
into the Hall of Fame. Now they going into the Naismith
Yeah,
Smith
and they
Hall of
try to
Fame.
comfort the white man. So